heart's on fire, strong desire, blah, 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 blah. Okay.
Today, the Soviet Union has officially entered professional boxing.
This is not just an exhibition fight. Look, this is us against them.
It's time, kid.
So I just saw Creed 2 the other day, and I was most impressed with Michael B. Jordan's physique, the obvious physical training he did to do the film, but I gotta say I was not impressed with the storyline. I loved Rocky, such a sweet old man he's become, and Adonis Creed really turned out to be an asshole. So those are just my overall ideas about the film. Hey, my cats are being bad. They're so good. I love them. A pivotal moment in the film for me is when Bea and Adonis are in the bathroom and they're waiting for the results of a pregnancy test. It comes out to be positive and they're both like in denial, like it could be wrong, blah, blah, blah. They come to terms with the fact that the test is probably accurate, and Bea says very clearly, I don't know if we're ready to do this. And she had just gotten signed when they moved out to LA. She just gotten signed with a label. They were gearing up to put her in festivals, going on tour and whatnot. All of a sudden, none of that mattered. We don't know what happened to her career as soon as she finds out that she's pregnant. I know I'm gonna get a little bit of pushback, maybe because I'm focusing on this scene so much, but if you're looking for information about characters, you get a lot of information in this scene. And in 2018, we're dealing with a lot of socio-political issues. We're dealing with a lot of sexism, racism, all of these different identity politics are happening right now, mainstream media and movies, TV, and so these messages do matter. I'm acknowledging that, you know, Bianca's pregnancy and that storyline is really, really clouding my judgment here. I sort of feel like, and tell me if you think this has any validity, but the storyline with Bianca becoming pregnant, her and Adonis getting pregnant, they're learning they're gonna have a kid, is almost like something just to raise the stakes on him needing to win the fight, because now he's got a wife and baby coming. Bigger stakes, but you know, I don't know, it doesn't really work. I think that this film, you know, was playing more on the nostalgia of people my age and older who had grown up with these films and who wanted to see the next episode. If you're trying to get a younger audience to come back to this franchise and to support it if it is going to keep moving forward, I don't know what the plans are. I think it's important to think about the messages that we're sending to this younger audience. What I got from that scene was that Adonis is in charge, there is no discussion. What he wants is gonna happen. I would love to see a Creed 3 that focuses solely on Bianca, her music career. Maybe their daughter is a part of it, so maybe Amara is a pop, you know, queen in the US now, and her mom is like the tour manager, and her dad, Adonis, you know, maybe he's the agent or something. You know, both parents are involved, but they're helping their daughter with this music career. But in Russia, maybe Ivan's ex-wife, maybe she has a daughter who is a rival pop star. Maybe Amara and Misha, I'm imagining them being named Misha. Maybe they have a global pop battle. I don't know. You can bring in Pitch Perfect, you can somehow get up in there. This is sort of a joke, but honestly, I would love to see more of Bianca's storyline fleshed out. The arc for the narrative of the film wasn't that dramatic. It wasn't that interesting. It hinged on Michael B. Jordan's character Adonis basically coming to terms with his own inner turmoil, trying to figure out why he wanted to do this fight so badly. That's it. That's what the film is hinging on, is like this inner turmoil. And I'm not sure that the inner turmoil worked. At least for me. And granted, you know, these are opinions. You can fight me on this. We can discuss this. Just in my opinion, I felt like his character arc, again, was not that interesting. I also think there's a weird tension happening in Creed 2 with just the fact that it's not... They're trying to manufacture an underdog story where there isn't one. He's already the world champion in the beginning of the film. I think it's kind of hard to raise the stakes enough to make it interesting. So he has to defend the title. Okay. A much more interesting story, actually, was with Victor and Ivan Drago and what happened to them after Ivan lost to Rocky. Him losing everything, and them feeling like they had really something to prove to their country, to boxing in Russia, to his ex who walked out on him because he lost. That underdog story might have been actually way more interesting. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Rocky IV, I think, really had the better story. It was a way better underdog story. A crowd loves to cheer for the underdog. And you had that there. There was a bit of an underdog revenge type narrative. It worked. Even if the movie was not great by critics' standards, it had a good underdog story. I was not satisfied with the workout montage. Nothing they did convinced me that Adonis was going to be able to beat Victor. If you would have had to have Adonis fighting like 7 dudes all piled on top of him for me to believe, okay, you know what, he's going to come out of this and he's going to be able to go get Victor. I wasn't satisfied. Were you guys satisfied? The Rocky IV workout montage was so much better. At least it had me feeling the rawness of the environment that Rocky was working out in. Creed 2 just does not feel like a film that can stand on its own. I can acknowledge the way that entertainment is changing right now, where people would rather binge watch an entire season of a show in 1 or 2 days, rather than go to see a 2 or 3 hour movie in theaters. That task seems more daunting now to people, and that's fine. But maybe, for me anyway, I didn't feel like the movie theater was a great place to have Creed 2. I don't know, man, it's just not that interesting. Maybe it's overly predictable. Rocky, as a franchise overall, tends to have these very predictable scenarios, but come on, man, when there's all these remakes and sequels and barely any new original content coming out, if you're gonna do this, like, you just gotta do better. I don't know. That's my thought on it. So anyway, love to hear your thoughts. Let's talk about it. I'm not an expert. Again, this is just my opinion.
Yo, Adrian! 'Cause if I can change, then you can change. Everybody can change!